Shalom, it's me, Sudden Skye, and welcome back to Yoshi's Island. And we are taking on Sluggy the Unshaven, and as you can see from the sprite that was on the map, Sluggy has a heart. Aww. A very, very apparent heart. And if I uploaded this part a bit sooner, I could have done it in time for Valentine's Day. But my schedule just had to mess me up. It just had to mess me up. And I don't think there was any reason for me to be going that way past the stairs, but oh well. But as you can see, this fort is filled with a bunch of these slug-like creatures. And yeah. And I do believe that this is by far the longest castle. At least that's what I think it is. I always had trouble with this castle as a kid, and it was always this castle, no other castle, except White Castle. That was pretty hard for me to digest. Zinger. Anywho, the gimmick to the stage is that there are going to be a bunch of those swinging ghosts that'll try to snatch up baby Mario. And basically, all you have to do is stay away from them, throw your eggs, make sure you got a lot of them. And something that I forgot to say about these flower spouting eggs is that, and I don't even think I realized this at the time of the recording, is that when you ground pound, they spout out a bunch of Yoshi's eggs, so you don't have to wait for them to spout out eggs individually. It just shoots out all 4, 5, 6 eggs all at once, just for you to pick out. These guys don't fall on them like an idiot, because you can't jump on them. The only way to beat them is to eat them. Spikes are bad in this game, as well as in life. Oh, and we're coming up to a part where got me a little angry, not gonna lie. And it's just so out of nowhere. I mean, okay, here we go. I'll just let it speak for itself. Bam. Dead. Let's see that in slow motion now. I run, I jump past the stairs, which you're usually supposed to land on. But at a closer inspection, I could see that as I was running, Yoshi's foot got a little past the bottom step of the stair, and as soon as Yoshi's foot touched that bottom step, it still didn't count as me being on the actual stairs. And right when I jumped, I went right through the stairs. That's the best way I could explain it. But you know, if you want to look at the footage, it's right there. Just rewind back to it. See. You know, I feel like now that I've been creating some game, I wouldn't say creating game. I've only created one beta. At best, it's a beta game. Yeah, I feel like I have a good idea on how hitboxes work. But now that I've been playing with game, it feels so strange to say that. I look at 2D platformers a bit differently now. Just a bit. I wonder if this is how other game developers feel. Not to like say that I'm like that I'm like up there with Miyamoto or anyone or Hideki Kamiya. No, I'm not putting myself anywhere near the greatness that they are at. But you know, I feel like I've gotten some experience, you know. And who knows? Maybe this beta, and I use that term You know, I've been saying I've been using terms loosely. How about I use this term strongly? Beta. Beta. Yes, I use that term strongly. I have a better understanding on how games work, how they're made, how hitboxes work. And that was definitely a hitbox moment. That literally has never happened to me before, but is something that I think you can exploit in the booze mini castle. Maybe I'll try that someday when I rack up the time to play Yoshi's Island for a third time this year. Well, not this year. I don't think 2012 counts. Wow, it's been almost 2 years since the start of this Let's Play. I've really been slacking. Anywho, this section's been pretty hard. This is the section that makes this castle the longest because it is very time consuming. But you want to be very strategic in this part. You want to duck when you can. Use your eggs when you can. Make sure you don't land on spikes. Look at the arrows and don't get hit by that Shy Guy. He'll hit you with that wrecking ball and knock you right in the spikes. And invincibility frames don't count when you're walking on spikes like they do in Mega Man 2 onward. Because Mega Man 1 didn't care if you had invincibility frames. If you landed on spikes right after you got hurt, you were as good as dead. And I know in this section you can just run right past them and let them behind you like some Indiana Jones stuff. But I didn't know that at the time, so I guess you're gonna have to see me eat some slugs and blow them at each other. Ooh. Anywho, we're at the boss. Sluggy the Unshaven Man. Or he's not a man, he's just a slug type creature. Ah, Yoshi, to get this far, you must be powerful, but remember, this slug has no weak points. Has no weak points, huh? Well, by the power of belated Valentine's Day, it actually does. What you want to do is throw your eggs at his sluggy outer shell, and make your way towards his heart-centered heart. That gooey center, or gooey, actually not gooey, hard inner shell there. It doesn't even have a shell. What am I saying? And I sort of feel bad for Slug. He always had a special place in my heart. He's just, look at that face of his. Just he does not understand what is going on right now. Clearly, he's just trying to make his way towards out of this castle because he no longer can fit in the place that he was living in. Aww. We will never see you again, Sluggy. I bid thee farewell. But that was Sluggy the Unshaven. The castle was harder than the boss, as usual. And we will be taking on World 5 of 5, Stage 5 of World 5, actually. So let's get a move on. Goonie Rides. And I'm pretty sure Goonie is the name of these seagull-like birds, or bird-like seagulls, or... You know... I've been drinking a lot of honey lately. I don't know if I will obtain the diabetes anytime soon. I mean, I don't know how serious of a drinker of honey I'd have to be to actually get to that far of... I'm just gonna shut up now. We're playing Yoshi's Island, and you want to move fast through some of these parts before these Goonies run all over you. These Goonies don't even ride on anything. If anything, they ride on their feet. And I don't even think that technically counts as riding. I mean, I could say I ride all through the house. Yeah. On the old grind every day. In my blue suede shoes. Oh! Alright, transformation! I hope I didn't say that already and just forget about it. In case you didn't know why I said alright. Yoshi stands for alright in Japanese. Well, it doesn't stand for it, just that's what it means. Yosh. That's why you hear it a lot in Japanese cartoons like Naruto or one of the Studio Ghibli films like the Hayao Miyazaki. I can't believe he creates such great movies. I can't believe I butcher his name like that. Oh man. If you don't know who he is, he created Spirited Away and Ponyo, Kiki's Delivery Service, My Neighbor's Totoro. Oh. Am I forgetting any? Hollow's Moving Castle, Castle in the Sky. Oh man, he made so many. I hope I didn't forget any. Anywho, all those movies are great. Oh man, one more. The mystical world of the fantastical world. Ah man, the one where the people are small. There. Oh man, I think that was the only one that I didn't see. Oh, and in case you didn't know, Shigesato Itoi, the creator of the Earthbound series, did the voice of the father of the Japanese dub of My Neighbor's Totoro. So, yeah, fun fact of the day, probably the only piece of interesting information from this whole part. Ugh. See you guys in the next one, where hopefully there will be even more useless information.